Dear Major Depression, after 2 years of aching, I finally know your name. Before the naming, I knew your ways. The low hum in the background of every day. The gravity pulling me back to bed. The silence without story. You never slammed the door or made a scene. You just slipped in. You made a nest out of numbness. You called it rest. You whispered, "Stay here. It's easier." And God, sometimes it is. You didn't feel like a crisis. You felt like a cocoon. But cocoon is too generous because it hasn't been a season of rest. It's been a season of retreat. Days dissolving in bed, whole afternoons lost to sleep and screen glow. You let me cancel the world, and I said yes because the grief was too big and the light felt like a lie. I didn't know your name, but I knew the way you curled around me, quiet and constant. You never asked me to be okay. You just told me it was fine to float in the fog, fine to cry in the tub, fine to watch life from the sidelines, and for a long time now, I've believed you. But now that I've named you, I can see what you've really done. You've dimmed the windows and you've blurred the mirror. You kept me from the parts of myself that still remember joy, and I do remember. I want to feel good again. Not necessarily grand, not radiant, just real. Alive. Like being outside in the yard with my hands in the dirt, sun on my skin. Or painting by numbers while a favorite song plays. Steak night with the girls, Scrabble with Sean. Candles lit at 4 p.m. just because it's cozy. Fresh sheets and YouTube vlogs, planning a trip I might not take just to remember that desire is still alive in me. I want to be the girl who sings while she slices peaches, the woman who cries in the bath but still gets out, still puts on something soft, still lights a candle and calls it an altar, who believes joy is medicine, even when she forgets to take her daily dose. You haven't killed my belief in the miracle of ordinary life, but you've made it feel like it belongs to someone else. And maybe that's the hardest part. Not forgetting who I am, but feeling like I can't quite reach her. This letter isn't a declaration of war. It's a raised white flag. Not a surrender, but ceasefire. It's a knock on the wall of the cave to say, I'm still in here, breathing. Major, can I call you that? You've got a real commanding presence. Always showing up uninvited, always with your clipboard full of reasons to give up. Honestly, you'd make a great military leader if the goal was emotional collapse. But I'm not enlisting. I'm building something else. Because here's the truth, there's a part of me that feels afraid to let go of the grief, to set it down, to stop carrying the sorrow I've grown so used to. You've been the one telling me it's okay to hold on to it, to wrap myself in it like a weighted blanket. And for a long time here, I've needed that. But now, my soul knows something else. Letting go is not betrayal. Letting go is not forgetting. Letting go is making space for new tenderness, for new joy, for breath. But how do we make space when we miss what we can't have? How do we open the windows when the wind reminds us of what's gone? You're still here, heavy and quiet, like a fog that won't lift, like a lullaby that numbs instead of soothes. You've made a home inside my ache, told me it's safer not to try, but I don't want safe. I want alive, even if it hurts, even if it means remembering what I've lost. I'm not ready to let go of the grief, not completely. It feels holy, like a tether to something that mattered, and I'm scared that if I stop holding it, I'll lose what it pointed to. But maybe, just maybe, laying it down doesn't mean it didn't matter. Maybe it means I'm trusting that love isn't tied to sorrow, that memory can live without pain, that I can still miss them, still mourn, and still choose joy, that I can cry in the bath and then get out and make a meal and light a candle and call it prayer. Healing isn't forgetting, but it's remembering myself too. So here I am, major depression. I don't want to be your friend, but I do want to understand you. Because if I can understand you, maybe I can understand myself. I want to know what you're protecting, what you're hiding, what wound you're wrapping in silence. Because if I can hold that gently, maybe I can start to loosen my grip. I want to remember what it feels like to want something again, to hope without apology, to say yes to life even when my voice shakes. So no, you don't get the final word, but I'll sit with you a while longer, quiet and curious, not because I'm giving up, but because I'm giving in to the truth that I can carry sorrow and still make room for joy, that I can miss what I've lost and still reach for what remains, that I can love what once was and still choose what is. I may not feel whole, but I am here, and that is wholly enough. With love and longing, Anya.